Hey, this is Coach Danny D, your Work with Ease coach. For those of you not familiar with the idea of work with ease, I help my clients to find their individual success story and move all that stuff out of the way that's keeping them from accomplishing that. That might be their systems that they need to put in place. Most times we're starting with mindset, the mindset that tells us that we have to be doing all the things to be successful, and we're disconnected from the things that actually align with what we want out of life, what our personal success story is, so that we can have a success that is meaningful, not just that cliche check the box list of things that we finish, and every time we make an accomplishment, we're sitting here feeling like unfulfilled, like, okay, we did that and what, right? So that's what I do. And I'm also very action oriented. So we're not just going to talk about some things, but we're going to get into action and make those things happen. So I want to start a new series. Earlier this year, I decided I'm not a New Year's resolution girl. So it's not a New Year's resolution, but it's just the theme that I'm carrying throughout the year. So I decided that I will no longer play in God's face. And for those of you who are not Christian, please don't ignore where we're going with this just because that's not your path. It's still applicable, right? Whatever it is, God may not be who's walking the journey with you. You may be walking the journey with some other belief system, or just walking that journey yourself, right? But the reality is you have gifts, you have talents, and are you maximizing those things? You're aware of those things. Are you maximizing them? And for my high achievers, please don't tune out, because just because you can pull out this long resume of things you have done does not mean that you're maximizing the gifts that God gave you specifically to carry out on this earth. Because there's a million different things that I am good at and can accomplish. But as I get closer in my walk, I know what He wants me to be here for and what He wants me to do. And I know that I can easily hide behind those accomplishments to avoid doing the difficult work of being open, being vulnerable, and walking in the uncomfortable space of being who He fully created me to be, right? So that, in a nutshell, is who I am, what I do, and how I came to this whole, not playing in God's face. So one of the things that's been on my mind this morning and got me, up and out here to talk to you guys today is the idea of worth. So I've been thinking a lot about worth, and you scroll social media, you have conversations with people, and we see all of this stuff about low value and high value, and all these different things, right? And what's been bothering me about the conversation around worth is we seem to believe that worth is tied to our resume or our bank account, or our worth is tied to our material things, the things that we have collected. So the house, the car, the bags, the this, the that. And I see in social media when we depict success, those are the measures that we use to depict success. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want, if that's what brings you happiness, joy, fulfillment. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, everybody has different things that speak to them, that are symbols of, success. And there's nothing wrong with that. My problem is that when I look around, everybody's list seems to be the same. Everybody is chasing the same list of things. And if we're all uniquely made, how is that? So that lets me know that some people are copying off of other people's paper, right? Some people have not assessed what makes them, what makes them happy, what makes them feel successful. But worth. So you were born worthy. That's the other thing. So you were born worthy. You came here and your worth is a part of your birthright. You were born worthy, whether you never make $1 in life, whether you never get a single degree, whether you ever trying to think of the different things we try to tie our worth to, whether you ever win a single award, whether you ever do any of those things, you were already worthy. You were made in his image and his likeness. And again, if that's not your belief system, insert whatever makes sense for you. But the point is, you came here worthy. You came to the earth worthy. Somewhere along the line, you were told otherwise, whether it was by society, by somebody specific, by a situation, but you were told otherwise. And now you are chasing these things that are often disconnected from your success story, because you probably never sat down and determined what your individual success story looks like. And so now you're sitting here trying to chase your worth. You're chasing that worth that you already have. And what is lacking is not worth, but confidence. You're lacking confidence because you have internalized that your worth is connected to achieving these things. And you achieve these things and it's not solving the problem because the things that you're achieving are misaligned. They're not aligned with what actually brings you purpose, right? So let's dig a little bit deeper into the confidence piece, because when I say confidence, a lot of people will automatically say, I am confident. And that's because your definition of confident is that you can walk into a room boldly with your chest out, right? And that is a definition of confidence. But we all can do that if given the right amount of hype time and the right amount of tools. We can all do that. We can all walk into a room and feel confident. My definition of confidence is when I can sit in silence and feel worthy. When I can sit in silence and feel worthy. And that is a taller task. That's a difficult challenge because it really involves going in and undoing all that stuff that told you that you weren't worthy. And it is, addressing the self-doubt, addressing the imposter syndrome, addressing those things that tie your worth to something else. And when you get that type of confidence, then you really start accomplishing, because now you're no longer accomplishing to prove a point. You're accomplishing to fully step into the greatness that you were created to be. So now when you accomplish something, it has a different meaning because it's purely for you and for God and for serving. It's no longer for proving. So that is what I wanted to touch you guys with today. I do have a Capable Confident challenge where we get into all of that. I'm going to put the link in the notes, but I'm going to keep coming so that you can find out more about the challenge. I want to see you there. I want to help you to get to that place where we're not just living lives that are just going through the motions. We are getting to a place of fulfillment, of purpose, of happiness, where we are accomplished, but that accomplished that comes from within your soul, and that you are really living in balance. Because sometimes we focus so heavily on our professional goals that we forget about life and being a whole human being. Talk to you soon.